Audion Atom Pro 2 over-the-counter hearing aids, a comprehensive review, an affordable and accessible solution for mild to moderate hearing loss. I'll explore its features, pros, cons, and user experiences. I'm Huey Poplock. The target audience for the device and intended use is mild to moderate hearing loss, designed for those seeking a budget-friendly and easy-to-use solution. 2, over-the-counter option, no prior hearing test or prescription required for purchase and use. An alternative to expensive aids, provides essential features at 95% less cost than prescription hearing aids. Comfort and size, small and discreet, nearly invisible when worn, providing a low-profile solution. A comfortable fit. Lightweight design allows for extended wear without discomfort. And many users report forgetting they're wearing the devices. This has happened to me several times. I have to put my finger up to my ear and feel it and realize it's still in. The rechargeable technology. There's multiple charges. The wireless charging case provides 3 additional charges. There's UV sanitation. Built-in UV light kills bacteria and microorganisms, and a quick disinfection. The UV sanitation cycles only takes 5 to 10 minutes. Multiple modes and settings. There's 4 listening modes, tailored for different environments like conversations or outdoor settings. There's 5 volume settings, allows users to adjust for various noise levels. Environmental adaptability. Users can customize their hearing experience based on surroundings. And you'll see the dot in the picture is how you adjust it. You click it, you push it in with your finger, and it will go to the next setting. Affordability. The cost savings compared to prescription hearing aids. Audion Atom Pro 2 offers significant cost savings while providing essential hearing improvement features. Ease of use. No smartphone app. Simple controls without the need for complex digital interfaces. No hearing test required. Users can start using the device immediately after purchase. And user-friendly design. Intuitive operation, suitable for all age groups. Performance limitations. Below average in noise. Struggles in speech recognition in noisy environments. Limited power. May not be suitable for severe hearing loss cases. And comparison to high-end devices, performance may not match expensive prescription hearing aids. Connectivity and control issues. There's no Bluetooth connectivity. It lacks app control for adjustments. Manual controls. The volume and mode changes require physical button presses, and the volume reset. The device is reset to default volume when powered on. And independent operation. Left and right aids work separately, potentially causing delays. The UV sanitation feature, the effectiveness kills up to 99.99% of common surface bacteria. Coverage designed for 360-degree sanitation. The speed does it in 5 to 10 minutes. And the technology uses UV-C light for disinfection. This is the Audion hearing case and the hearing aids. User appreciation. Discreet design, small and nearly invisible when worn. Rechargeable, convenient charging with the UV cleaning. Now, when I say rechargeable, you can take the hearing aids, which will last at least 24 hours. I have not had it die on me, but because when I do take them out, I do put them in the case. And the case will charge them at least 3 times. And then there's noise cancellation, improves clarity in noisy environments, and the adjustable modes are tailored to different environments. Potential drawbacks. Performance and noise may struggle in very noisy environments. Manual adjustments, lack of app control may be inconvenient for some. And then the feedback issues. Some users may experience feedback during adjustment. Although the Audion Atom Pro 2 may not offer the high-end functionalities found in prescription devices, it does provide solid value at its price. Over-the-counter hearing aids like the Audion Atom Pro 2 are intended for adults with mild to moderate hearing loss and can be bought without a prescription. In contrast, prescription hearing aids are customized by audiologists and can accommodate all levels of hearing loss. They also feature more advanced technology and tailored adjustments. The usual price range of a pair of prescription hearing aids is between $2,000 and $8,000, while over-the-counter options generally cost between $200 and $1,000. The Audion Atom Pro 2 lists for $289, less than $300, but many times it is on sale, and you can get it at Amazon, Walmart, and from Audion Hearing directly, and other places as well. In conclusion, it's an affordable option, viable solution for mild to moderate hearing loss. It's user-friendly, easy to use with convenient features like the UV sanitation, and consider needs. Weigh the pros and cons based on individual hearing requirements. My final thoughts: the Audion Atom Pro 2 are budget friendly. There are no batteries to worry about. You recharge the case and you recharge the aids in the case. They last all day and then some. The case is also the charger, and I hear a lot more than I did before. And then some minuses: I have a problem with feedback in my right ear. I have to keep repositioning them in my ear. And sometimes I forget to put them in. So by the time I get somewhere, as I say, I forgot to put them in my pocket, or put the case in my pocket, or put them in my ear. In a group, I hear everyone, so it's not perfect. So I'm hearing more things than I really want to hear sometimes. And then as I mentioned, I get feedback above the two lowest settings. And then but the final is I hear a lot more than I did before. The Audion Atom Pro 2 over-the-counter hearing aids. This has been a comprehensive review. I'm Huey Poplock.
I thought that was interesting to learn about. I know a couple people who have prescription hearing aids that they control with their phone, because I believe it can adjust the background noise so you don't hear as much background noise. So that's desirable.
Yeah, I have prescription hearing aids, and what I love about it is that if I'm getting text messages, they're private because Siri reads them to me.
Right.
Even if they're in Spanish.
Oh, it does that.
Yes,
That's
and
cool.
I can listen to the music and do a lot of things without even messing up the environment for someone else.
That's
Because
cool.
I
of the
don't have to
Bluetooth-
adjust anything.
Because of the Bluetooth connectivity, right?
Pardon me?
Because of the Bluetooth connectivity to your phone, right?
Right,
Right.
right. And-
Which these
and-
cheaper models don't
Do
have.
not, right.
Yeah, I don't have to adjust anything. It just does it for me.
Well, that's the advantage of several thousands of
Right.
dollars.
You know, I didn't pay thousands. I've just been immensely blessed. That's all I can say.
I know two people that got their prescription ones at Costco. Where?
Right.
Costco?
Oh, Costco.
And they said it was worth the cost of the membership, which they didn't have before,
Yeah.
to be able to go in and get
I've heard that as well.
their hearing aids.
is the model number?
On the ones we just talked about?
Costco.
Oh, Costco?
I'm not sure what Costco, because they have probably different ones.
Yeah, they're the prescription ones particularly.
Right.
So if you have a
They
prescription,
have all kind of
yes, I think,
price range.
Yes,
So
I
when
believe
you're
so.
talking, I'm in the market for it. That's all.
okay. Yeah, you might want to talk to your audiologist about, or you might want to try some of the over-counter ones first.
For a
see if
couple
they-
hundred, yeah, that's a lot. Of
Yeah, I mean,
difference.
it's out the door if you don't like them, but, it's up to what your insurance will pay, if anything.
No. You can get free testing for your
Yeah, I know.
hearing
I-
testing. What
But there is a range of,
Sam's
You know,
Club
you
can
can
be,
buy for
they have
300
professional
to-
people.
so if you have some experience here,
Not yet, no.
no, yeah, okay, that's all.
I don't think the prescription ones remind you to take them with you either.
I can't imagine they would.
You can pay a lot more and still not get that feature.
Right. It's kind of hard that if they're sitting on the counter for them to tell you, hey, take me with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Good thing they give you 3 months window.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And I know my brother who has the Costco ones, he said they have to make a special trip back and he always grumbles because they're always so busy in that store. Crowded.
That is understatement.
Yeah, very crowded and
Especially
but
the one it is here.
it needs adjusted every once in a while, he said. So he goes in and has them do it. But
Don't they
that's,
give appointments?
I imagine they do.
Well, I know with the glasses, when I go to my glasses, you just sit, although I'm just going to I'm going for their prescribers, I'm just going to get the glasses and you sit.
Yeah, I think they don't require an appointment for that, but perhaps they'll take them for the hearing aids. I don't know. I've never seen a line of people at the hearing aids at Sam's or, I don't know, does Sam sell these?
It's good quality.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a look at what also is available out in the world. Why don't we do many voices of AI there?
Okay.
This is the gentleman that primarily runs Tech for Seniors, wanting to demonstrate one of the tools out there to change your voice.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, and this is going to be the Voices of AI. This is a 10-part series, and this is episode number 7, The Voices of AI. I will put the playlist down in the description, and you can follow along with the previous episodes on all aspects of AI. I hope you enjoy the presentation today, and please like and subscribe to support the channel.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, and this is going to be the Voices of AI. This is a 10-part series, and this is episode number 7, The Voices of AI. I will put the playlist down in the description, and you can follow along with the previous episodes on all aspects of AI. I hope you enjoy the presentation today, and please like and subscribe to support the channel.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, and this is going to be the Voices of AI. This is a 10-part series, and this is episode number 7, The Voices of AI. I will put the playlist down in the description, and you can follow along with the previous episodes on all aspects of AI. I hope you enjoy the presentation today, and please like and subscribe to support the channel. And I am Ron Brown, and this is my voice. Did you get it? Did you get door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3? The topic today is the many voices of AI, and I used a software program called NVIDIA to make those 3 selections. Now, in the first one, obviously, it was a British actor, and that was called text to voice. So I actually took the text, inserted it into the software, and chose I wanted a British voice. And I had my choice of a lot of different styles, and chose that style, and it created the B-roll, the video that you saw, and also my voice. Now for door number 2, again I entered the text, but I let the software just use a stock voice. I didn't choose a specific one, and that was door number 2. Now, door number 3, of course, if you guessed right, that was my voice. But I didn't actually record that. That was a voice file that I uploaded to NVIDIA. They now have my voice file there, and they were able to actually use that. So I uploaded the text, and it just put my voice in, and AI created my voice as reading the text. Today I'm going to show you some incredible things I do with voices in my daily production of videos. It's going to be very interesting. But let's go back to the very basics and start with text to voice. Now, you use this all the time. If you are in a Chrome browser and in reader mode, your Chrome browser will read the text back to you. If you're on your mobile device, it will do the same. So it has been around for a very long time. What AI has been able to do is to compress this down so that it is available on your own device, and it works very well. Anything you want read to you, it will simply take the text and read it back. Now let's look at voice to text. Now I can remember 30 years ago when I was teaching people how to use Dragon Naturally Speaking, and it was pretty impressive, but it took a lot of training. Today, you can simply take your phone and you can talk into it. It recognizes it. You all use this for texting, sending email. It's available on Windows. You simply speak into the microphone and the text comes out. There's no training, and it does get better over time, but it's amazingly accurate. And you use this every day. I know I do, because I'm not a very good two-finger typist. So we've come a long way. But let me just dream a little bit here. What if I took AI, and would it just sort of create a story for me, put the audio in, maybe make an avatar, and make it look as though I'm actually doing the dictation in production? I wouldn't even have to be there. Well, that's what I'm going to show you today. It's all there, folks. It's all there. Simple, easy to do, and that's the power of AI voices. I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior. As you know, this is the episode number 7 of a 10-part series I'm doing. I'll put the link in the description for the list of all the prior editions. So sit back, relax. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to show you some pretty cool things. All right, what I've shown you today is pretty good. I mean, door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3. Although, if you listen carefully to door number 3, I can actually tell it's not my voice. It's good, but it's not perfect. I want to give you an example now of a company called Revoicer, and it takes it to the next level. This is pretty impressive when you look at their inflection, their phrasing, their tone, and all the aspects of the voice. So sit back and listen to this audio selection from Revoicer.
Hey, I'm Sophie, and I'm one of the AI voices from Revoicer. My voice sounds so natural because I understand exactly the meaning of each phrase. So I know how to add inflections in my voice, just like a real human would do. Did you catch that? I know when to add pauses, breathing sounds, giggle, or even add ooh or ahs. I can analyze the content that you enter, so I'll understand when I'm enumerating something, when I have to emphasize a word, or when I need to speak slower or faster. Creating human-sounding voiceovers from text has never, ever been easier.
So I spend most of my days in production doing video editing. The software is from a company called TechSmith. I use two of their programs. The first one is the video editing software called Camtasia, and they have a second piece of software called Audiate. Now, both are standalone programs and have specific uses, but Audiate is the voice creation, voice editor part of their software. It can be used as a standalone, and you'll see how that is done today, but also you can actually take the audio files out of Camtasia, bring it into Audiate, do editing, some pretty cool stuff, all part of AI. So today I'm going to show you how I use this every day and some of the real cool things you can do. All right, let's have a look. All right, Audiate is TechSmith's video and audio editing software. We're going to talk to you about voice creation here, and there's some interesting things you can do. So this is the screen that you would see when you first open Audiate up. It is a separate standalone program from Camtasia, which is their video editing software. So the first thing that we're going to do, I want to write a short story for a 3-year-old to be read at bedtime. So let's see how to do this. We're going to come up now and we're going to hit the generate script. Now if you see at the top here, we can generate a script, use AI to create a script. We can generate audio. We can create audio using an existing script, and we also can create an avatar that would read the script for us. So we have 3 choices here. Today we're going to start with generating a script. Now this of course can be used to create all sorts of complex AI scripts. You can ask it to create a project for you on any topic you want. This is linked into AI and is extremely powerful. But today we're going to do something simple because I just want to talk about, we're talking about voices. So let's first of all, in our options here, we can create. We're going to we're going to call this really, I guess we'll call it education, and we'll call it maybe a lesson. And the style, I think we're going to be friendly because we want it as a friendly idea. And I'm going to say here, so I've said that we're going to write a 100-word short story for a 3-year-old at bedtime. And this is the style, generate script, and you'll see that very quickly script will be generated and it's going to give us a short story. Once upon a time in a dark twinkling sky. So here is our 100-word short story. And we can go through, and if we click play, you'll see that it's going to take us through, but of course there's no voice attached to it. So the second thing we're going to do is we're going to attach a voice to it. We have our script written. So now we're going to come, and what we want to do is add a voice to this. We want someone to talk. So if we come back to generate here, we were on the generate the script, but we've already done that. We're going to generate an audio. So we can now choose by our preset, or we can choose a native language, of course, which is English, and we have a whole list of voices that we can choose. And I'm going to just choose, let's say Jenny. Let's choose Emma. Emma sounds like a nice name. We have a choice of the speed and the pitch, and we can either add an avatar or we can just generate audio. Today we're just going to generate audio, and instantly it's going to take and add speech to our text. All right, let's see how this sounds now that we've selected a voice.
Sky. There was a little star named Twinkle. Twinkle was not like the other stars. She was smaller and a bit shy.
Okay, maybe we want a male on to do this. Let's switch here. Let's come over here, and what we're going to do is generate audio, but we're not going to choose Emma. We're going to choose Brian. Okay, we'll choose Brian, and then we're going to generate audio. It takes only a few seconds to generate the audio, and we're going to play it again and see what happens.
Once upon a time, in a dark, twinkling sky, there was a little star named Twinkle. Twinkle was not like the other stars. She was...
Okay, so you get the idea. All right, let's look at how the magic really occurs. Now, you know that Audiate is a separate standalone program. We're now in Camtasia. This is the video editing software I use every day. And in it, of course, you recognize, Huey Popluck. We're doing some editing on the video that we made the first Monday of the month in February, where Huey is introducing everybody. You may not have noticed, we have a number of presenters at Tech for Senior on our Monday show. One of the presenters' name is Chris Gould. She, of course, is from Geeks on Tour. The thing about Chris that you probably have noticed is she's a professional presenter. If you listen to her presentations, there are no ums, ahs, or hesitancies. And she is just so good at this. And I asked her one day, I said, Chris, how come you're so good? Huey and I fumble with this, our ums and ahs, and we just can't get over that. And of course, she has been going to Toastmasters for over 20 years, was the president of the club, and is an expert presenter. But Huey and I aren't. So I'm going to show you Huey's clip that is the original clip that was created. This is simply a recording off our Zoom meeting. And then I take the show and I run it through Audiate, and I correct all the mistakes and make everybody look so much better. And that's part of the magic of this and how it's worked. Now, I'm going to play you both audio tracks, and the first one is the raw footage of what you saw on our Monday show of Huey introducing the show. Now let me play that. And the second one will be, as you can see here, if you look over on the right, it says Edit and Audiate. So Audiate, this standalone program, is linked into Camtasia. Watch the cool things that you can now do with this. Let's play the track. I want you to listen to this carefully for Huey's ums, ahs, and hesitancy. Now, I'm not picking on Huey because I do the same thing, but I want you to listen to this, and then I'm going to correct it.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning to each and every one of you. Let me just do this. And this is Tech for Senior, February 3rd, 2025. This is episode number 252. I'm Huey Popolock, and I'll be your host today. Ron's here, but he's my co-host. So I take the accolades, and Ron gets the complaints on the first Monday of every month.
Okay, so there you have it. Some ahs, hesitancy. Now let's look at the corrected version, where I've now taken this and run it through Audiate and watch how that turns out. This is the final copy that you see when you look in the afternoon after I've published it.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning to each and every one of you. This is Tech for Senior, February 3rd, 2025. This is episode number 252. I'm Huey Popolock, and I'll be your host today. Ron's here, but he's my co-host.
So not perfect. There was one ah that that was left in there. I'm not sure why it didn't pick that, but wasn't that incredible? Did you see the difference between the two? So that I take the whole show and run it through Audiate. It only takes a few minutes to do it, and it corrects all the mistakes, and it puts it back into the video editing software where I can publish it and create the final copy. That is really interesting, and I've been doing that now for about 3 years, making everybody look better, and we don't even have to go to meetings. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about a show we did a few weeks ago, and Chris Gould talked about autism.
I thought it was
teaching how to sync his voice with his face.
Yeah, I don't know why that.
I don't know
I
either.
mean, after 3 years of doing this, couldn't he?
Well, I don't think it was probably some delay in our technology.
Actually, no, I got the same thing when I was at home. Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe that's the Peter principle at work. Maybe he should just work on getting his own voice synced with the, and not doing artificial intelligence.
I thought it was interesting to be aware.
Yeah. That was,
To be aware how easily people on the phone can create a customer service or a scam. If you can't believe what you hear.
98% of AI is used for fraud.
Well,
And that's its highest and best use. I
if,
mean, what does this guy have to do with his time? Why does he need to sit around, having different voices? I don't understand the motivation. Example, like if I want a story read to my grandchildren, I would have.
yeah.
You pick up a book, you put the child on your lap and you read.
Unless they
Well,
live,
if you're
unless
in
they
another,
live a distance.
if your grandchild's in another city
Or state.
or state,
Huh.
maybe you
It
can.
might be fun for them.
Right.
Anyway, I think there's just a lot of, and just to see what it does, what it's happening out there.
It's terrifying.
For you. It's fun for other people.
I guess so.
I don't know, let's see what our next one should be. Maybe the Leo Lab one is really short. Did you watch that one, Nick?
Okay. It's kind of esoteric.
Yes, it is esoteric. But again, it's interesting to.
Leo Labs Visualization Tool, a window to Leo. We're looking into Leo Labs' innovative tool. It offers an interactive glimpse into the bustling world of low Earth orbit, or LEO. Discover satellites, debris, and more in real time. It's an exciting and insightful look at our planet's surroundings. I'm Huey Poplock. This is part of the series of Website of the Week. This is number 24, Leo Labs Visualization Tool. Understanding low Earth orbit, or LEO. The LEO region extends up to 2,000 kilometers, or 1,200 miles from the Earth. It's home to the ISS, the communication satellites, and debris. And it's a crowded space. Understanding LEO is crucial for space activities. The insightful website by Leo Labs, it helps us visualize what's happening in space around our planet. This tool is called Low Earth Orbit Visualization Tool. It offers an interactive way to view satellites, space debris, and other objects orbiting the Earth. This is what the tool looks like. You'll notice there's some settings that you can have. You can show debris, which we're not showing right now. I will show you a picture of that just in moments. And the beams are the items that are here, and I'm not quite sure what that shows. And then you can have instruments. You can follow the Earth and auto refresh. Right now we're showing the object type. They are up here: payload, rocket body, debris, and unknown. And I'm going to show you a little bit more on those kind of things as well. The tool's core purpose is satellite tracking. It shows the real-time satellite positions. Debris monitoring tracks distribution and movement of space junk. An educational resource teaches about space and orbital objects. All the purple is space debris. Unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Interactive map feature. Real-time positions. Objects move dynamically on the map. Global view. See objects orbiting from different regions, and easy to use. You can navigate the map with simple controls. We're going to be doing that in just a few minutes. Object information feature. You can have detailed data, origin details, and orbit paths. So the search functionality, you can enter a name or an ID of a specific object. There are instant results. Tool quickly locates that object, and you can track the path. Follow its orbit around the Earth. Here we're looking at the perigee, and that's the distance of the lowest point closest to the Earth. Visualizing debris clouds. There's known events, Cosmos 1408, and implications, understanding the impact of such events. Again, the debris, as well as all of the satellites that are in the sky. The importance is space safety. We see the active satellites, the space missions, and how to avoid collisions. The tool enables collision avoidance. It enhances the safety for active satellites. It helps to secure future space missions. Informing space policy, debris issues, need for regulation, and policymakers. Data aids policy decisions. It highlights the debris threat, and it promotes the creation of new space regulations. Here we're seeing the degree of inclination. So, raising public awareness with space, human impact, and complexity. The tool educates the public, it shows human activities impact, and it explains the space complexities, and it fosters greater appreciation. Here we put in the search for Starlink. So these are just Starlink satellites showing in green. Now we're showing the actual video of what you're going to see when you go to the website. You can, right now we're looking at Starlink. That's with the debris. And we'll turn the debris off so you can see where the satellites are. So if you're using Starlink, you have an idea of where the different satellites are located. If you know the satellite you're interested in, you can actually find one and then track a particular satellite. But you can see how much across even Florida, how many satellites are in the area on a regular basis. Now let's go over to the West Coast. And you can see all of the satellites in that area. And these are the Starlink satellites now, not other satellites. This is just Starlink. And now let's take a look at the rest of the world where Starlink is. As we move the globe around, we can see where the satellites are mostly located. You can see the oceans are well covered, but the very northern and very southern tips of the Earth are not covered extensively, but there's still satellites that are crossing those paths. So if you're living on a ship on a regular basis, you'll know what areas are going to be well covered by Starlink and which ones you may have some issues in getting reception.
Greenland is empty.
So you can do this with the website as you wish. So the Leo Labs tool, the key takeaways are you can track satellites, you can monitor debris, and you can educate all. It's invaluable for space enthusiasts, provides a window into space activity, and it helps us appreciate modern world complexities. This has been Leo Labs Visualization Tool, a window to Leo. I'm Huey Poplock.
I'm not sure I want to know where all the debris is.
I think there to become some kind of a tow truck that goes up and cleans
It cleans it up. I mean, have you ever seen the map that shows all the airlines, current airplanes, current flights, and then overlay all the satellite? I suppose they're at different altitudes.
Oh, definitely.
But otherwise,
If you've ever been in an intersection where they've just had a collision, everything goes everywhere now because it's sort of like breakaway cars.
Oh, right.
And there's just stuff everywhere. Look, that's like going up into space. It's just everywhere.
yeah, kind of crowded.
And it's all sharp and dangerous too.
Of concern. One of the AI we're getting on
Which,
the
yeah,
maybe AI search or ChatGPT.
yeah, that's right. I forget how long this is. But
Yeah, I was gonna say a short one. You're always welcome to come back and watch those on your own.
What's this? Get out.
it's commercial.
Oh.
Of course,
I'm actually not a water slip.
Can ChatGPT do your job for you? ChatGPT can save you hours in your job if you just learn how to use it properly instead of using it for simple questions and making it write poems for you about weird things. Even if I've started using ChatGPT for simple things like basic questions and some things for my YouTube channel, I still feel like I haven't grasped the full potential of what ChatGPT can be used for. So I thought that together, you and I will explore the true extent of what ChatGPT can help us with in our jobs. Maybe we should just start with asking ChatGPT. So as you can see, there's quite a broad list of things that ChatGPT can help us with. Let's dig into translation. Because that is a continuous problem in my work, because a lot of companies here in Sweden work in both Swedish and English, and sometimes you need to translate text in between. So let's try finding a text in Swedish. Okay, here we have the text, and let's just ask ChatGPT to translate it. And although you might not understand the Swedish text, you should probably understand if the English text is with the right grammar and wording, because that's, is the most interesting part of this, I think. From what I can see this far, everything is pretty much correct. I haven't seen a tool that even compares to this, so this is just amazing. The way I see it with Swedish, it's not a huge language across the world, it's quite a small language. So it's just amazing that ChatGPT can do this with Swedish, because, you know, not many other tools even have Swedish. So yeah, it's just amazing. Okay, and looking at this text, let's try another one of the areas that ChatGPT could do. So let's try summarization. So let's ask ChatGPT if it can summarize this text. So here we have a very shortened version of this text. When you're writing text, sometimes it becomes too long and you need to fit it into a page and you need to shorten it down or whatever it could be, or it's just that you need to include it in an executive summary in your report or in your PowerPoint presentation. You can just have ChatGPT do it for you, so you don't even have to write it for yourself. This will save me a lot of time. So something that I could be doing in my job is maybe write a job ad for a junior consultant at a firm. So let's just try that and see what it comes up with, like creating some kind of content completely from scratch. I think this is so funny. If you can't tell, like I'm super passionate for this tool because it's so helpful. I really, really like it, and I think it's just amazing that technology has come to this state that it's in. Like, this is something completely different to everything else that I've ever seen. So as you can see, here I have a foundation for a job ad that I could write, which has, you know, all of these different areas already filled in. So responsibilities, requirements, and preferred qualifications, which is super nice to just have a look at and see what ChatGPT comes up with. And then I can go in and change this as I like, and of course tailor it to our conditions that we have at our firm and what we want to see. And I think this is also super helpful for things, you know, like when you're going to explain a concept. Please explain carbon capture. Here we have a full explanation of carbon capture that I could just copy paste into whatever presentation or report that I would need it for. So instead of me having to write all of this, having to research it, find the best way of explaining it, adapting it to my own thinking, I can just copy paste this pretty much straight as it is. Okay, so another thing that I know ChatGPT can do is data analysis. So let's just try it out, see what ChatGPT can help us with. So I found this database of, so horrible, but airplane crashes from 2016. So I can just copy this into here and say, please analyze this data. Okay, so just when I phrased it like that, it just explains the data pretty much. But maybe we can still ask it something else, like, what are the most interesting things with this data? So here it highlighted a couple of other things. Wide range of locations and types of aircraft, from helicopters to commercial airlines. Yeah, that would have been something that I had no idea about, since I don't know anything about airplane crashes. But ChatGPT now said to me that it's both helicopters, commercial airlines, and military transport planes. So that gives me definitely some insights to this data. And then it just states the cause of the incidents are not provided in its data, so it's difficult to draw any conclusions about the most common causes of plane crashes. Which is true. You know, like just me looking at this data, it's not that much you can say about it, but ChatGPT still managed to help me a bit, which is super nice. So another thing that I realized that I had a real challenge with in a previous project, so I tried to find a list of all of the Swedish municipalities and what region that they belong to. It's not like I spend huge amounts of time looking at this, but you know, I searched the web, I didn't find it, so I had to manually copy paste the municipalities and then look up what region they belong to. But I'm thinking this might be something that ChatGPT can help me with, so I will just ask it and see if it can provide me with this data. I'm so excited. Okay, it looks good, looks good. Oh my god! This would have saved me so much time in that project. Oh, so nice! Now I could just have taken this list and just copy-pasted that into Excel without having to manually input some things by myself. Cool, cool, I really like that. The more I'm learning about ChatGPT, the more excited I get about the possibilities it has. But at the same time, I'm wondering a bit like, what are the risks with using such a tool? Most companies have rules that state that you can't put any type of, like personal data, confidential data, company-based data into any tools that the company does not have control over. However, if it's any type of data that it's general data, like I showed with carbon capture or whatever it could be, or like a general email, then of course, like no problem. But I would personally refrain from using it with any type of, like confidential data, because it shouldn't be there. Another area that you should be careful about is in regards to new or very recent information, because from what I understood, ChatGPT is trained on data from the internet up until 2021. So that means that it's probably not the best tool to show you about, like trends or whatever is happening that is very related to new things, but it can probably show, like historical data, historical trends, that type of thing very accurately. And then of course we have the problem with bias. So of course an AI is not inherently biased, but however, data on the internet is biased. And since this model is trained on a large amount of data on the internet, then there will be biases in the data. Just an example with YouTube titles. So ChatGPT will have seen a huge amount of YouTube titles and will give you tips and recommendations for YouTube titles based on that, but it probably won't give you the tips of the absolute best YouTube titles. And in that case, that type of creative work, that is probably just something that a human can come up with, because otherwise you will get the average answer, which is fine in most cases. So just be a bit careful, and as with all things online, you can't just accept everything as great as it is, but you have to make your own interpretation.
I think there's also ChatGPT and some of the other tools.
I'm not understanding. Chat, can you tell me the letters?
GPT. And I don't remember what it stands for. General GPT.
I forget what it stands for.
My granddaughter just turned 21, and I'd already sent her money before that. She was going shopping, but I sent her a birthday card, which was, I hadn't sent a card in the mail in a while. Anyway, so I asked ChatGPT to write a birthday poem for a 21-year-old student, something else, who has a little Dachshund puppy that she is her favorite thing. And it wrote a very nice poem in no time at all, just like that. And I printed it off and I signed it, ChatGPT and me. ChatGPT and me.
Stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
Very good, thank you.
Tells you a lot.
Yeah.
The GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
Transformers.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. But I can see generative because it generates.
Oh, chat generative, so it's interactive to your chats.
Yeah. Anyway, the other ones that are out there now are what, Gemini.
Copilot right here.
And which ones?
Copilot from.
Oh, I'm not looking at yours.
Oh, yeah, you're not.
And Copilot.
Right.
Yeah, so all the different companies are coming out with their artificial intelligence products.
Google has.
Gemini, isn't that Gemini?
Yeah, that's right. Google. Gemini.
I think Gemini.
Right, yeah.
Google is Gemini.
Search, right.
Is there a rating function somewhere where you can find out which one writes the best term papers?
and ChatGPT.
Ask ChatGPT. See if it's
a bias.
A bias, that's a word. Thank you.
It creates a lot of problem for me.
Why?
Because on my computer, automatically adjust it. So I write something, when it adjusts, it comes.
Oh, you're talking about autocorrect.
I can't make anything, and sometimes you type something
and you don't.
Something is
makes it different. Yeah. I've seen
sometimes it is a news effective. I have seen something I wrote and it went to the other end and I did not recheck it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh.
recheck it. I caught that the other day. It changed one word, which really, and I didn't catch it at first, and that really makes it mean something else.
Is this on your phone?
Using your microphone is like watching Alexa.
Huh.
What you end up with by mistake can be way better.
I haven't had any problem, but I use a desktop mainly.
Can you control?
Yeah, proofread.
Suggest.
Yeah, it's fundamental, proofread.
Old school,
Why would
old
you
school.
suggest that?
Say that again?
You would suggest something, not doing it? Why?
Well, because it changes the word sometimes.
Oh, well, that's usually the autocorrect feature, though.
Autocorrect, yeah.
Right, right.
But in ChatGPT, I think it depends on the subject area, I think, you know.
I don't see where ChatGPT would change anything because it's giving you answers to whatever your prompt you've given it. So
It'd be interesting to test it and say, of Gemini, Copilot, and which is the best one, and see what it says.
And then again, you know,
And it might say the strength of one is this, the strength of another is that.
It might be garbage and garbage out too. Like which one is most likely to understand what the average person instructions are versus like being very, very literal about like the dachshund, or you know, have to get that dachshund in there somehow, but everything else to happen, then
throw it in.
It wouldn't be a change, but they said that, historical data is really good, but it has biases. So the bias might come out.
Might influence, yeah.
What you didn't want.
Yeah.
Right.
It says like, what is it using to train itself on?
Well,
And if it's well-rounded, I mean, if it's a sample of enough things, I don't know. It's not a simple thing.
well, if you know the time range at which they don't have.
Yeah,
to
that's
do it,
important.
That's important. I mean, you don't want them to tell you the story of COVID if it stops at 2021.
Right. COVID what?
How many deaths? 2.
What's up, Margie?
Yeah, I used ChatGPT last summer when I had a new roof put on the house. And I was just fascinated. I wanted it to help me write out a good review for the roofers.
Oh.
And it came out so beautiful. That guy should have sent me a check.
Yeah, I've seen it. You know, and a lot of times it's how you phrase your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, the command, what is they call that? The
prompt.
Prompt. You know, how you word the prompt can make a big difference. Then you can go back in and say, I'd like it with a different tone, you know, more friendly or more formal, or there's a lot to using it.
Right.
There's a lot of nuances to being a strong user of them.
Are we?
I was going to just mention, though, I don't know if we have to watch it, though. It's the screen record item on the list, the last one. Well, to show the beginning of it, I'll tell you to stop it. But I had a reason to need this the other day. I think it's the same gal was the presenter, because I went to YouTube and asked for a search on the subject. And I was looking for something short to watch.
In these 5 minutes, I will
That's the
in
same
3
girl.
steps show you the most simplest way that you can screen record. So the first step is with a built-in program that already exists on your Windows 11 computer or Windows 10 as well. If that doesn't work, I will show you a program that you with 90% certainty already have installed on your computer. And if that still doesn't work, I will show you the best free program that will cover your every need without any time limitations or watermarks on it. This first one is the quickest solution to screen recording that you could ever think of. So what you do is that you basically click Windows and G. And then you enter something that's called game bar. So what you can do here is that you can click on record, and now you're recording. So you just click beside and then you're here. And you can also mute or unmute if you wanted to record a microphone that you have connected. And then when you're done, you can click Windows G again, and then you can click on this button, see my captures, and then you have all of the captures that you need. One of the downsides is that it won't record when shifting between stuff. So for example, I'm showing PowerPoint now, and then I want to switch to, for example, Spotify. And it won't show that shift, so it will only show the thing that you actually start recording with. Another downside is that it won't record everything. So if we try to record now with the folder structure, it won't be able to record that. It also doesn't have the functionalities like taking the cursor on and off, for example. If you need to be able to record the whole screen, not just one window, or want to record just a tiny part of the screen, then you can try this. So let's open PowerPoint, and in PowerPoint you can go to record and you can find screen recording. If you don't have that, you can right click customize the ribbon, and you check record and you click OK. So if we click screen recording, where we can decide if we want audio or not, and if we want to record the pointer or not, and we can also select a specific part of the screen that we want to record. So what we do then is that we select the whole screen in this case, and then we click record. It will have this countdown, and then you can record anything on the screen that you might want to do, and it will show when you flip through screens as well. You cancel it by clicking Windows, Shift and Q. Then you get the video very weirdly into PowerPoint like this. You can right click and then you can click Save Media As, and then you can save it as a classic MP4 file. The downsides, however, is that from what I can understand, it will only record microphone audio, not the audio from the actual computer. You also can't show yourself if you want to include, for example, a video of yourself with a webcam while you're recording. So for that, we need to use this next method. If neither of those first two options floats your boat, then here's a free downloadable program that you can use that will definitely solve every need that you have. So you go
party, but it's OBS is freeware.
Yes, she did say it was free.
Right.
You asked how one to use those voices. You would take her voice off and put one of the just slow her down a little bit.
Well, I think Vicky has her going a little fast.
Yeah.
You did that. You sped her up, Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought so.
he often does. The secret.
the point.
Yeah, sometimes
slow down.
if you want to, but some of these sometimes it's
Sometimes they
presented
do, yeah.
or
Like
slow.
Huey is more slow talker.
And he reads everything on the screen.
Yeah,
So I like to speed him up.
Yeah.
I liked how her mouth stayed with the words that she.
Yeah.
With her Swedish accent.
You could almost see the Swedish accent coming through too.
Yeah.
I have old ears and an old brain.
But anyway, I was working with I had to turn a report in using a digital form, and the gal at the office who was helping me, we were going over it, and she's learning it too on her end as who's going to receive the document and everything. We were going back and forth, and I said, wait, I want to write that down, or maybe I'm going to make a screen print, So I remember how to get back to this point and everything. Finally, I said, we can do a screen capture somehow. I said, I haven't done it in 10 years, but yada, yada. So after we hung up, I did a Google search on capturing your screen. And hers was one of the first ones that came up. And this Windows G, and I had
game bar? Okay.
seen that before. And I think it's cool because it's built into Windows.
Yeah. Xbox.
And it's related to the games.
Right.
But its functionality has been acknowledged for a long time that you can use it to record what you're doing. So I went in real quick and dirty. I still had the window open, and I said, on the left side, select da-da-da, and then this will open up, and then go down and click on this. And I did like a minute worth of that, and then saved it and sent it to, when I had to save it in Google Drive. Anyway, then I sent it to her and said, we could try this type of thing. And she goes, oh my God, this is so cool. I need this. So I told her how to get to it and watch some other videos on it and everything.
So you can record basically
the whole, what your mouse is doing.
kind of like a screenshot.
Yeah, a
except in
screenshot of your activity,
Okay.
and then your words. In the game one,
I haven't used the game bar, but I've used OBS Studio.
Now you have to do that, I would imagine, on your computer, not on your phone.
Yeah, it's a function of Windows.
it's part of Windows, and the phone you're using probably
Windows
Android
10 as
or
well, right.
Apple. Yeah. But anyway, it kind of was cool, and I thought, I got kudos for trying to think, what did I do 10 years ago when I had to make a screenshot? But anyway, and that just happened to be the same lady that
right.
We used her ChatGPT video. But usually when I go to look up how to do something, I go to YouTube and type in my you know, what I want to learn how to do. And then I'll watch several videos. I look for short ones that doesn't have too bad of an accent, because sometimes they have thick accents, you know, something I'm quick to understand. And then I just watch, oh, that one. Okay, let's try this one, you know, because it gives you a whole list of them. So it's definitely the way to learn to do something. And it worked recently. There's also some others on here on AI and so on that we're kind of out of time, I think, to watch today, but they're there for you to go back, rewatch or watch. Especially if there's, you know, the talk about how to use AI and to understand what it does. Because sometimes, you know, it's doing things you don't realize they're happening that way, but otherwise it's cool.
All right.
Any questions about the things we looked at today?
Can I ask them?
Sure.
I have absolutely no issue in this area. At one time I knew a lot more things, but I had a lot more places where I can get support system. Right now, helpful. I don't have any support system. Children are not at home.
That's common.
And I get stuck very badly. And I am looking for somebody who can give me guidance just to start basic.
Just basic using Windows?
Like CPT, even in computer, even though I learned it, I forgot everything. Because I didn't just do it, and the worst thing is that phone, because everything you need on the phone.
They still have library classes, don't they? Lorraine. I think that they still have.
When I used to work at Lorraine, we did classes.
There is nobody. I tried.
You contacted Lyria?
Yeah, I tried, and they give you different idea, and then some they give you which is not conducive to my requirement. So I need on a personal level somebody who.
You mean a one-on-one thing?
One-on-one. If somebody is available.
But those classes can help. But when you come here after the meeting, you can ask your.
Yeah, we told them that we could
stay.
Yeah.
And you know, I knew this thing about 5 years back from the Royal Equipment, you know.
Oh, okay.
But I never made any attempt because it was not that acute need.
Right.
But now I get stuck so badly, I can't use my computer, I can't use my anything I can't use. So I'm goofed up guy.
Can you go in and use your email on the computer?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So you have
no, I had no idea about this kind of thing. This is very nice because you can go and look at all the videos.
Yes, I still learn by
somebody next time when I come back, if I'm alive, I like to get that basic ideas. But if anybody is, you guys can suggest, or somebody is available, that I need. I live in Lorraine for a very long time. Never saw any need, but I am, you know, don't have resources.
But I know some of the libraries, and I've dabbled in all the libraries around. But some of them have
your own time.
Some of them have Tuesday afternoon open tech day.
Well, and then a lot of the libraries have a one-on-one type help, but you have to schedule it in advance. So you might want to call Lorraine.
Yeah, but then I found out that thing with MS Library, they are excellent. I mean, I can give you very, very nice library.
Right.
But the problem is they are only, everybody has their own thinking, you know. Now somebody advised me that even though I teach all this thing on what do you call Microsoft, But Microsoft is very, if everything you get stuck, some expert comes and there is a fees for that.
Oh, if
Yeah.
you do it online, like your
online.
support desk?
Yeah, that is very funny.
I have never heard of that. I mean,
No,
I know the
Microsoft is known, actually, if you go anywhere.
Because
Well,
we'd be
wait a minute.
surprised they help you with your computer.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about if you see some advertisement online or on your computer screen for Microsoft, that's a scam. Don't do that. We're talking about people. It's the libraries. I know Vermilion libraries. You can call up and you can make an appointment with
No,
probably.
you're at home, you need some help, so you type it and then.
Oh, no, don't do that.
And then, it's all free.
You're
And then
you're going to get the scam.
charge you and then you see.
Oh, no, especially.
$59 appears.
Yes.
It's all scam.
Right. Don't type that in. No, if you're home, type.
Or else you get the message that blocks up and says,
I'm guiding you guys.
alert, here. No, plug it if you have to.
I'll take over your computer. So that might be a question we could put in the newsletter about where you can get help.
You can try to make a
Well, it
list of
depends
it.
on
You
what-
can ask GPT.
It depends
Some
on.
of you guys are not very busy guys and you want to do some social services.
Well, that's our well, at least my problem is I'm not busy guy. That's
Yeah,
all
I
right.
know.
But
My order is very tall order.
Hey, no, I know less than you do, so I used to know, but I don't know anymore.
Yeah, because you have, like him, you haven't
That is
used
the
it.
problem.
Yeah.
What you do, I mean, I knew my word very well when it was 11.
And you needed to use it all the time now.
I cannot even do anything like that.
They have a class in Word
Where?
at the main library in Lorraine. Over there.
What main library?
I'm looking up there.
It is from the
Well,
list.
over. Just go over and
They are
just one.
not very customer friendly. Let me tell you that.
Ooh.
Let me tell you that. I'm not bad mouthing long.
So maybe if you just go to the class.
What are the dates on that?
I can't tell you because the page won't turn.
She's looking it up on her phone, so.
You can do it too. Lorraine Library Connections is the booklet.
Oh, their newsletter, yeah.
It's a quarterly publication.
Sometimes they have them out here.
Well, you can get it online. It's right there. Lorraine
That
Library.
way I will be going here and there.
And then you get,
Okay.
you can see all the different locations that Lorraine Library card will allow you to go to any.
Yeah, I know.
And that's just Maine that has PowerPoint. I just saw it briefly, PowerPoint and
A
Word.
couple of libraries are very good. Cleveland Library is very good, but it's damn things too far.
So this would just cover you.
The smaller libraries, if you just walk in the desk and ask somebody, it's not their specialty.
The good news
Yeah,
is,
that's exactly right.
And they're not
And then
expected,
they go
they're not
from one person
expected
to
to.
another person, and after 20 minutes, you don't
Well,
know where you
that's
are.
why if you can click into one of the times there's designated. If you come between 11 and 12 on Tuesday,
one
there'll be a specialist there to answer
on
questions.
April 18th. They've already had one on March 21st. Now they have another one on April 18th. That's Microsoft Word Basics. And thank God that they didn't cut the library money that on Tuesday.
Well, so far, there's still
Oh.
another place they're gonna,
The legislature was
yes, there's
turned
another.
back though.
They adjusted the one funding threat. Now they're threatening another one.
That's another.
What are they threatening, Sandy?
Our funding for public libraries.
Yeah. Now,
Something for all people,
And the biggest,
PowerPoint isn't
the
something.
biggest victims are the kids.
Right.
They're trying to make a future.
Yeah, get
I
started.
want to remain
If you
busy.
learn Word, you learn a lot of stuff about Microsoft just built into that.
Yeah, that's.
And I would
Okay.
go, and they
Are
probably
we
will.
afterward questions?
Sure, I guess so.
Nikki,
Yeah.
I pop up the thumbs.
Before we do that, all right, we got a motion to end the meeting.
Sure.
All right, so Nancy and I'll second and.
We can keep it open for them.
Yeah, but we want to
Keep
officially
the
end the
room,
meeting.
right?
so
That
that
doesn't
Don
mean-
can-
Yeah. And we've got
Get
a
his
couple
stuff.
people on Zoom.
All right, so, all right, you got that done?
No, I missed it.
All right, Nancy, and then put me down, I don't care.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Nancy and who?
Mickey.
Oh, and you?
Yes.
Okay.
Pick somebody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nobody will argue with you.
Okay, all right, now we can have fun. All right.
Get the vote, wait a minute, call for the vote, and it says like that I have 3,200 trackers. And it says it's from my,
What program told you that?
no, it's.
It's an antivirus thing or something?
Yeah.
I mean, you can have them take it off if you want, but you're gonna get trackers no matter what. So unless the best thing you can do is maybe turn off third-party cookies, which most browsers have that done by default. If you go to your settings.
Does it invite you to, does
Yeah.
it say you want me to turn them off?
Yeah, and then that's my, what my son has on there to watch my,
Antivirus and
yeah,
I, so.
and when I go there, it says I can pay them mine, they'll remove my travel.
Oh, okay, so this is an add-on for the antivirus. No, it's not worth paying the money, because they're just gonna come back. And,
Ignore.
it's not like they're gonna really be doing anything with this tracking information, so.
It's on
okay.
my son's account, so they wouldn't even let me do that. Okay, I don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Okay, and what did you say last time, no, 2 times ago, that I should do at the bank for making payments instead of having them withdrawn?
Just set up, you set up bill pay.
Thank you.
And if you go in, they should connect, have you, go and talk to a specialist in that, at least.
Oh, you mean if you actually physically go
Yeah,
in?
if I physically went in the credit union, which is where I do, they'd have me go over and sit down with one-on-one with somebody and they would help me get the
That's an option. I didn't
bill
think about.
paying set up.
Yeah, I will go do that. I left my checkbook at church.
Uh-oh.
And nobody has turned it in.
Oh, wow.
At church, somebody would turn it in. And so I put a hold on, I told the bank they put a hold on, and I'm gonna wait till after Sunday, if nobody there found it, then I'm gonna have to close everything out and get a new account.
Right.
Oh
my goodness.
And then I called last night just to see if anybody had
Turned it in.
and they said my account balance was negative $479,000.
Are you serious?
That's what they said. So then I called back and asked to talk to a person.
Yeah.
And they said, no, that's what they do when they put it on hold.
Oh.
They put a big amount there
Oh,
so that
okay.
nobody will be able to get
Oh,
it.
That's funny.
You followed up. You lost sleep.
That's funny.
Oh, he just like a whole thing. And my son said, Mom, I can do your finances for you.
That's the problem. Children only wants to do help
Yeah.
by
And
doing
then
it.
you don't
When
learn.
grandchildren comes, they do
And they go
it
so
fine.
fast that you can't.
Right. Well, you need to learn how.
I
as well.
appreciate you allowing me to.
Yeah, I know you
But
got to
I have
go.
a doctor.
I
appointment,
Sure.
so I-
It's a shame you don't have more time.
Yeah.
Maybe next month.
Next time I will be here, and
Next time
meanwhile
it's-
I'll do something.
Right. It's a Tuesday, so and it's on the web. It's on the webpage.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And if I have disturbed anybody, I apologize.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you get out of your.
No,
Sure.
thank you.
Huh? No, but this is very good research. You guys are really, really good.
Thank you.
It's like,
Really good.
All right.
you do a lot.
I'm impressed.
You take care. We'll
If you
see.
meet me outside, I'll never think that you're so good.
You see you next month.
Thank you. God very love you.
Yeah.
What am I good at, Sandy?
I was just, did you have another?
I was just gonna say, I miss Keith Connor. He used to come to my house, like every month,
Is that our kid?
No, that's
Oh,
her
okay.
grandson.
I don't remember Keith coming to the funeral.
I thought that was your grandson, wasn't Keith? Connor?
No, he just.
Maybe that was Keith Coon. You sure it wasn't Keith Coon?
No, Keith Connor. And so
pictures, I think, a couple times too. Really smart, and he works in computers, but I don't know. But he's in the Cleveland area now, and he doesn't get over here.
Everybody wants somebody who'll come to their house and sit next to you.
He used to come to my house and do this and
Let
that.
me just interrupt you, and I apologize for that. But I remember, and I don't know what date you did it, you guys, but you did a workup on checks, writing checks, and the dangers, because all this information that you don't want the world to have is on your checks.
Checks are
We're
vulnerable.
talking about this on February 13th.
Yeah, they get, and I enjoyed that. I'm explaining 2 checks at church.
Take the checks and leave the book.
Well, I never take my book anywhere, but I take it to church, you know, I mean.
The time you're gonna lose
See, I
it.
don't write any checks at church. I have my bill pay set it up every month. They send it.
See, I like that even better.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting a little, you know, in memory of my husband for, Easter.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
And different things like that.
Special.
Oh, I wish it would turn out.
Yeah.
So this person that was here visiting,
Mhm.
what is it that he wants? I have a
First
hard
of
time
all, he
understanding.
doesn't
I
know
know, it's
enough
like-
to ask the right
Huh?
question. He doesn't know enough to ask the right question, sounds like.
He just feels out of
What kind of questions?
sorts on how to get